Complete chaos is erupting in the Middle East as a United States soldier was just killed at an air base in northern Iraq. Also, a British soldier was just killed at an air base in northern Iraq. This follows reports that Iran had targeted areas in northern Iraq, likely Kurdish positions. The United States is claiming that the U.S. soldier died in a, quote, training incident, a military training accident. That's what the UK Ministry of Defense is also claiming. But both of these service member deaths that were just announced, quote unquote, training exercises took place at Erbil Air Base in northern Iraq at the exact same time it emerged that the Iranians had retaliated against U.S. violations of the ceasefire by targeting northern Iraq in that exact area. This is the statement from the U.S. Army. On May 31st, a U.S. Army soldier died during a military training accident at Erbil Air Base in Iraq. The training was conducted with our British Army partners, who also lost a soldier. This from the British Ministry of Defense. It is with deep regret that we can confirm that a training accident occurred in northern Iraq on Sunday, May 31st, 2026. And as I noted, this was the exact area that Iran targeted after the United States targeted Iran in the Strait of Hormuz. Remember also that when Iran responded to U.S. airstrikes in the Strait of Hormuz a few days back, and Iran targeted a airbase in Kuwait and several service members and contractors from the United States were injured. Do you remember what they said also? They said that they weren't hit by the Iranian drones and missiles, but that it was caused from falling debris in the area. And it's like, stop the lies, stop the cover up. And we need to just get at the truth of what's happening here. Meanwhile, the IRGC Navy claimed responsibility for a cruise missile strike on the MSC Syriska, describing that in retaliation as well for the U.S. military strike on an Iranian vessel, the Lion Star, in the Oman Sea. The IRGC claimed that the MSC Syriska is America Zionist owned, and they released this video moments ago. Let's play it. Now, in response to Iran also saying that they were suspending all talks and negotiations with the United States as Israel threatened further incursions as part of its invasion in Lebanon, Donald Trump just responded as follows. There was a little glitch today. The Iranians were upset about Israel's attack on Lebanon. So I spoke with Hezbollah and said, Hezbollah, no shooting. And I talked to Bibi and I said, Bibi, no shooting. And they both stopped shooting each other. Donald Trump was asked by ABC why he hasn't signed the Iran MOU, Memorandum of Understanding yet. Trump said, I'm still just trying to get a few more points. I think you're talking about over the next week, but we're getting what we need. We're getting closer. A peace agreement with Iran could be even better than a military victory, Donald Trump says, like he thinks we're all stupid. He's been saying this exact same thing since March. He then posted, talks are continuing at a rapid pace with the Islamic Republic of Iran. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Meanwhile, Donald Trump then leaked to Axios, guess who? Barack Ravid, the following. Donald, according to this leak, Trump told Netanyahu on a phone call today as follows. This is what the leak claims that Donald Trump said, but this could be more psychological warfare by trying to claim that Donald Trump was attacking Netanyahu when in fact they're still coordinating. According to Barack Ravid, Donald Trump told Netanyahu, quote, you're fucking crazy. You'd be in prison if it weren't for me. I'm saving your ass. Everybody hates you now. Everybody hates Israel because of this. That's what Barack Ravid claims that Donald Trump said to Netanyahu. It should be noted that the U.S. still has all of its Stratotankers, planes, and critical military equipment that it moved from its other bases in the Middle East to Ben Gurion Airport in Israel. Donald Trump posted the following about his conversation with Benjamin Netanyahu. He said, I had a conversation with Bibi Netanyahu asking him, Don't go into a major raid of Beirut, Lebanon. He turned his troops around. Thank you, Bibi. I also had a conversation with representatives of leaders of Hezbollah, and they agreed to stop shooting at Israel and its soldiers. Likewise, Israel agreed to stop shooting at them. Let's see how long this lasts. Hopefully it will be for eternity. Donald J. Trump. You had the Israeli finance minister Smotrich post, "It's either us or them. There is no middle ground. We are killing the idea of a Palestinian state." You have Israel's national security minister Ben Gvir post, "Mr. Prime Minister Netanyahu, you said that a strong prime minister tells the president of the United States yes when possible and no when necessary. This is a time to tell our friend President Trump no. Now is the time to do what is required and necessary to strike Hezbollah, to unleash the hands of our fighters, and to restore security to the north." Then Netanyahu posted he's still going into Beirut and southern Lebanon, and he said that basically nothing remains changed at all. And then you had Hezbollah also posting that it rejected the ceasefire proposal that Donald Trump claimed existed as unacceptable. So Netanyahu said this never happened. Hezbollah says this never happened, and both directly contradicting Donald Trump's narrative of what's happening. Meanwhile, Mark Levin, Donald Trump propagandist on state regime media, which calls itself Fox, here's what Mark Levin posted moments ago. "The leak in Axios was a violation of federal law and provided support to the Iranian regime and its Hezbollah proxy. Whoever leaked the story to Barack Ravid and Axios did a great disservice to our country, to our president, to Israel, and to Israel's prime minister." Is this all part of the kind of psyop as well? Like, we all know that the likely people who leaked it were, giving you my opinion, either Donald Trump, either Jared Kushner, or someone in their inner circle, obviously. "The Iranian regime will benefit from the leak, viewing us as weak and desperate for a deal." Pause. They already do view us as weak and desperate for a deal because Donald Trump's been acting weak and desperate for a deal since early March. He's been saying these things. "Even coming to Hezbollah's defense, the Israeli people will also be furious. The missiles are aimed at them, not Washington, and for 100 other reasons. What was thought to be a devastating political hit on Netanyahu by the leakers about a private call between the heads of state has done much damage to us and our military and our diplomatic strategy. And if the leakers or others believe Israel should abandon its survival for some deal, they will have a very hard lesson to learn. If the substance of the call is accurate, it's bad enough in my view. Will there be an FBI investigation to determine who leaked it? If not, why not?" Okay, you realize that the same people are leaking to Barack Ravid like every day, every 6 hours, in my opinion, manipulating markets. Barack Ravid denies that that's what's taking place, but he should at least know that he's being used for this purpose because it has that outcome, whether that's the intention or not. Meanwhile, you have a senior military official in Iran just announcing, "In the event of a ceasefire violation by Israel in Lebanon, an established order in the Strait of Hormuz will also prevail in the Bab el-Mandab Strait in the Red Sea." Israel, we talked about Netanyahu's response. MB Ghalibaf, Iran's lead negotiator and parliament leader, said the following about his conversations with the president of Lebanon. "In my conversation with my brother, President Nabi Berri, I affirm that if the Israeli aggression against Lebanon continues, we will not only halt the path of negotiations, but we will also be in direct confrontation with the enemy. Long live the resistance, long live the defenses of the land, and long live the brotherhood between the Lebanese and Iranian people," is what he posted right there. Now, I also want to note that chaos is erupting in Ukraine as Russia's invasion continues to escalate. You remember Donald Trump promised on day one he would be able to create peace after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. But here we are now into 2 years later or so, and that's not what happened. This is what Trump does. He lies and he drags things on over and over again. So a major ballistic missile attack is underway right now against the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv. The operational command of the Polish armed forces has announced the scramble of Polish and NATO fighter jets, as well as command and control aircraft amidst an ongoing large-scale Russian drone and missile attack against Ukraine. In addition, ground-based air defense systems and radar reconnaissance have reached a state of maximum readiness throughout Poland. Multiple fires, as I'm recording this, are burning throughout the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv and several other cities across Ukraine amid a large-scale Russian ballistic missile attack, one of the most significant in months against Ukraine. I'll show you some B-roll right here of Ukrainian Patriot system intercepting a Russian Iskander missile before the impact in Kyiv. I'm going to play this for you about 7 or 8 seconds as Russia is heavily bombing Ukraine right now. You can see for yourself. Let's play it. Here's what the MAGA Republicans are saying upon their return to Capitol Hill. MAGA Republican Congress member Mast claims that Democrats are more dangerous than Iran to the United States. Okay, play this clip.
Proxies, and the final piece of meat that I would put on that bone is this. The number 2 threat, aside from the IRGC, is this. It is Democrats in the House of Representatives. They are the second biggest Iranian proxy. They are doing everything that they can to prevent the president from reaching a long-lasting peace for decades to come with Iran. That is what's in the way.
And then I'll leave you with this post from Amelia. She writes, imagine if a woman president crashed the economy, started a war with no end in sight, and her biggest, seemingly only concern was building a ballroom and redecorating the White House. I leave you with that. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 7 million subscribers. This has been a big beginning to the week of subscription growth here on the MeidasTouch Network. So please, hit subscribe, help us continue to grow, double check that you're actually subscribed. We appreciate your support as always. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.